This is Between the Lines. No filters, no judgment. Just you, your story, your faith, your real life, your journey, and everything between the lines.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Thank you so much for being here with us today.
Thank you, it's my pleasure.
Please can you introduce yourself to our viewers at home?
I'm Fawaz Ibrahim, popularly known as the Best Ibrahim. I am a founder at Appreciate and a project lead at ZF Technologies Global. Also a student of knowledge. Basically, that's me.
Okay. So the first question we would like to ask. So we want to know this about you. Were you born a Muslim? If you were, did you rediscover Islam at some point?
Alhamdulillah, I was born a Muslim. Alhamdulillah ala dhalik. I think I was born into a Muslim environment, so I was learning more about Islam as I was growing up. So I didn't really have to go and rediscover. I was already discovering as I was being bred, I was being brought up, and alhamdulillah, it was an interesting journey. My parents tried to ensure that I had Islamic education from like my secondary school days.
So did you always know that Islam was a religion you wanted to identify with, or you had doubts at some point, you had to seek knowledge to get some form of clarity, or you were always, like you mentioned, your parent gave you that background? So did you ever had doubt like, oh, I want to know more, or you've always just known that this is what you want to be?
I think in primary school days, I was always thinking, because then I hadn't really been exposed to what Islam was basically, but I, pray, learned how to pray, then started reciting some verses of the Quran, some chapters, but I would always ask myself more questions, and I didn't have the answer to those things until maybe when I got into madrasa, where I now studied more on Islamic knowledge. So yes, there were those questions that I would ask, because I went to circular schools, when I was in my primary days. So I ask, wait, what am I doing? Why are these people doing this? Why are they different? And I'm asking which one is actually the right path, or which is why they worship in this religion. Why am I doing this? Why is that? So I later got to find out when I moved on to my junior secondary school days, all the way.
And you were convinced?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Alhamdulillah.
Do you remember the first Ramadan you fasted? What
I say
age?
6 years old, 6 or 7. I was very I was very agile at a young age. I think by then, even by 5 years, I would pray the whole Tarawih, and I would just be standing. I'm like, I just want to do it. I can't do it. As far as they're worshiping Allah, I'm there. So I started really early, alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah. So as we go in life, we get to experience a form of challenges or tests from Allah. Have you experienced one that you'd want to share with us, or more than one test that really shook your iman, and maybe you didn't question Allah but really affected you, and how were you able to bounce back and always just keep trusting Allah that whatever is happening to you is for the best? Also to encourage our viewers who might be going through one or two tests out there.
Okay, I think one of it is means growing up. I don't think I'm trying to be very selective to what I share, because I don't know if some members of my family will be okay with it. So let me just think through that one more time.
You can say it, and then when you rethink it, we might not push it out when you said it.
Okay, right. I think one of the tests I got very early was I grew up with just my brother and my mom, so it was just 3 of us fighting through life. Alhamdulillah, it was a journey that I always appreciate, but then again, it was something that I learned from on a lot of occurrences. We moved from here to there. It changed and shaped how I saw things from a very, very early age. And as the firstborn, I took responsibility really early. I started working from junior school, supporting my mom. Alhamdulillah, it turned out really good.
Alhamdulillah. Okay, you said there was another one you wanted to share.
Yeah, I think yeah. When I grew older, it's work. I was looking for a job. It was tough. Bills coming everywhere. Being a firstborn, no jobs. But fortunately for me, excuse me. Fortunately for me, I went out for an event one day, and that was how I. 1 month after that, I met someone and I got a job. My first remote
Mashallah.
job, alhamdulillah, in tech.
Mm.
So, but before that, I was really struggling, working for free, volunteering, looking for what to do because I needed this thing, and alhamdulillah, mashallah, it was just one thing. There's something I always say: luck does not meet you when you are sitting at home and you're lying down. If you want, luck meets people that are actually looking for it. So you think you can be lucky by just resting at home and it was lucky. It was not actually really lucky, but you worked for that opportunity, and you always want to be prepared when the
Yeah.
opportunity comes. So yeah, alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah. So what are those tests, those lessons you learned from the test? You've talked about two major experiences for you. What is one thing or two things you learned from it? There are people who are job hunting that have been waiting, they're not getting any response and can so relate to what you went through, and now you can look back and say alhamdulillah. So how would you encourage such people, or one lesson that you kept holding on to, or that thing that Allah has promised you that or one verse in the Quran that just kept giving you that hope that I know things will get better, I know it will get better?
ومن يتوكل على الله فهو حسبه إن الله بالغ أمره. I think a lot of times we're always hoping for what we don't even know of, and Allah has the answer to everything. Allah knows everything. Allah is there to guide you, to direct you, to drive you to wherever the straight path is exactly. So when you believe in Allah, when you cry to Allah and put your hopes in Allah, Allah, this is what I want, and please, I want you to help me achieve this. And with that, with the constant prayer, supplication, Allah would, inshallah, direct you to that path. I think for me, when I was job searching, one of the things I also did was sadaqah. The very first interview, I was not sure of. I said, you know what? I'm going to give sadaqah to these kids on the streets. And alhamdulillah, I did 2 more interviews after that, and that was it. Yeah, so just try and ensure that you do things that in the way of Allah. Simple.
Thank you so much for sharing your story with us and for encouraging us.
You're
May Allah
welcome.
continue to ease our affairs. Jazakumullahu
Ameen.
khairan. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Between the lines.